let's kind of bring it back into a sort of our common group again, if we could. What I want to do is I want to try to do this. I want to do this in two pieces. Okay. I'll just wait till we got everybody. Okay. I want to do this in two parts. And the first part I want to do is I want to kind of have roughly, we'll say, sort of pre-K, kinder, and then maybe first, second, third grade, 4, 5, 6. So we'll kind of group them, all right? So, and I'm going to ask, this is the first part of this. So we'll go say pre-K, like the really little ones, the preschool, pre-K, okay, the young ones. That'll be one group. And then we'll go say 1 to 3. So this is one group, this is 2. And then we'll go sort of 4 to 6. I know there's a lot of changes in that area. There's not perfect grouping, but we can't do this all night. So we're going to do a little bit of limitations. That's sort of a third one. And then I'm going to go 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to have a fourth group. Okay. And then we're going to look at the high school. And I'm going to get a fifth one. So what I want to do is I need 5 basically. I need 5 brave volunteers. And what I want you to do is you're going to come up and just read your statement. And so everybody can kind of listen and get an idea of how different this would sound at different levels. I mean, if you think about the kinder group compared to the high school, for example, there's a huge difference in how this is going to come across, okay? So that's what we're going to do first. You're going to come up, just kind of join just one grouping for now, okay? You're going to come up and do that first, right? That's the first thing. And then we're going to discuss it, because already some people told me I want to express contrary opinions. I'm not so comfortable with this. So we got some disagreement. We're going to get that out on the table. And then any comments people want to make, whether it be pro, con, whatever, that's cool. But we'll have a sort of a discussion about it after. So 2 parts. Okay? So let me ask then, I'm just going to ask for volunteers. I hope I can get volunteers all the way through. Let me ask for somebody in sort of the real little ones, the preschool, the pre-K, up to say the kinder level. Okay? Can I get one person from that group to come up and read your statement, please?
Our group did like kindergarten and grade 1.
That's cool. Come on up. Come on up. Okay? That's great. No, that's fine. It's not the groupings are not perfect, okay? Because we didn't plan all that in advance, so that's cool. Please, thanks. Just try to listen to this, and especially look for how this would be different in terms of delivery amongst the different levels, guys. Okay? Thank you.
During this semester, I'll teach you how to spell words, how to read, how to write, and how to count. We will also play a lot of games. While we're doing these activities, you might see that your friends will do something wrong. Actually, sometimes Mizani can be wrong too. I want to know that it is okay to get wrong sometimes. Therefore, one of the games that we will play all year long will be finding errors. Errors is something that we do wrong. Your job is to pay attention to Mizani, and if I see something wrong or write something wrong, I will be very happy. And if you put up your hand and tell me what is wrong. If you can tell me what I had done wrong, it can be the right answer, you will get a star. And we will then see who get the most stars at the end of the semester.
So that's how it might sound. Thank you. If we were talking about a younger group, preschool, pre-K, kinder, maybe even grade 1, okay? Thank you. Let's hear from sort of the early grade levels now. We'll have to say grade 3. Have we got a representative from that? Come on, guys. Braves us here. There were people that were at that level, I'm sure. Come on. Nobody? Okay, let me do this a different way. Who did somewhere up to grade 3? Put your hands up. Don't lie to me. Nobody? Really? Nobody did it? Nobody here is teaching that level? None of you guys did it? You guys are lying to me or what?
I teach across the level, so...
You up to grade 3? Did you have a different statement for grade 3? You don't? Can you come up and just tell us how it might sound a little different? Just give us a few ideas off the cuff? Can you come up and give us a few ideas off the cuff or no? It would be nice if we could get across, I really want to get across the spectrum.
Just
come on up and give us 20 seconds of how it might have sounded different from the last group, okay? Come on, you can do it. Please.
Yeah, but it's the same, we're in the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Well, I think it would be different, but okay, all right. So we're going to accept that we just have a hole there. I'm not going to accept a hole there all the way to grade 6, though. So if you try to tell me nobody's teaching middle school or wants to teach middle school at all, I'm going to say you guys are blowing smoke, okay? You're not telling the truth. So middle school up to 6th grade, need a representative, please. Come on. Yeah. Nobody's doing middle school. Nobody wants to teach middle school. Okay, come on up, please. Thank you. Read what you got from middle school. Come on up. Thank you. Okay, middle school. Good.
In the class, everyone,
Please, thanks.
including the teacher, may make a mistake. I may make some mistake in talking or explaining something. Even the textbook has some mistake or outdated knowledge. It is my pleasure to receive your corrections directly or in the next class. It's best that you can explain why and how to correct them. You can do some research or are some experts. All of this will be taken into your participation score.
Very good. Good. Yeah. Okay. I like the how and why. Very, very valuable. Okay. That puts a little bit of pressure on the kids because one of the things that might come up as challenges, I don't know, we've already got a contrary opinion coming up, but one of the things that may be mentioned is that, you know, students will want to just cut down, you know, without just to take this as an opportunity just to cut down what you're doing. Okay, but if you sell pressure's on you, you got to say how is it a mistake and why is it a mistake. Okay, what, you know, how can we improve on it? Okay, so that makes the kids take responsibility. Very good. Okay, let's look at the sort of high-end middle school, just getting ready for high school, 7th to 8th graders. Do we have someone roughly speaking from that level that would come up, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, come on up.
Give it a shot.
Great.
All right. We're looking at middle school, and I wrote out 3 vital things to learning that our class needs for all of us to learn. First is to understand my goal is to help you learn on your own. When you don't need me to learn, that's when I'm successful. Yeah, when I don't have a job anymore, because you all can do it yourself. But that's what I want for you. Second, teaching's an art. The art of communication, of how to learn. Not knowledge, but how to learn. This communication must be 2 ways. So I need you to communicate with me so that we can learn. And third, we're all learners. That includes me. Now, I've been learning longer than you have, but I still need to learn. And I still want to learn. As a learner, I don't know everything. In fact, sometimes I'm wrong about things. Teachers do make mistakes, just like students make mistakes. And just like you need my help so that you can see how to correct something, I need your help to correct something that I need to correct. That way we're all learning together. If you're Thai, you would understand the expression pip and crew. This is a proverb of the Thai people. Your mistakes are your teachers. All right? None of us should be afraid of a mistake, because they are how we learn. The greatest mistake is to be afraid to try, because you're afraid of a mistake. But to make a mistake and learn is no mistake at all. That's as far as I got.
Very powerful. Yeah. and what's the strength of that one? Well, there are many strengths, but one of the strengths, if you were listening to it, was the degree of enlisting students in a cooperative endeavor that came through in that. And that's very good, especially, and very appropriate, especially to that level, because that's one of the most important things that you have to teach at the middle school level, because it's what we sometimes call hormone city, is that the middle school student, you know, the guys, all they can think about is the girls, and the girls, all they can think about is being pretty so they can drive the guys crazy. I mean, I'm simplifying to probably a ridiculous degree, but there's an awful lot of truth to what I just said. And so there's a very, very individualistic level of thinking going on with these students, right? Individual, and also, how am I impressing this other person? So this is a way of getting them to understand that they're involved in a cooperative endeavor with each other and with their teachers. So some of the language that Doyle and his group came up with does do exactly that, so I appreciate that. Okay, so now let's look at the high school. We have one person from a high school group, amongst the groups, come up and talk about how this might look like to read this at the high school level. Who did high school?
We did.
Okay, please.
We are very short and to the point. This year I will purposely make some mistakes while teaching. I want to make sure that you concentrate in class, therefore your work will be to identify the mistakes and tell me in the next class.
That's okay, actually, I was okay with that. I would say that there's one challenge with it. Did anybody pick up what the challenge was? And what does that do, Well, by saying I'm doing it on purpose?
Well, I think it puts a challenge to them, but it also, to me, you're not saying I'm human.
Yeah. Doesn't it still propagate, and no offense, okay, please don't take offense to that, but it's still, that one particular, kind of still propagates the myth that, now guys, we know I'm perfect and I don't make errors, but I'm going to make some mistakes just to make you guys feel good. And so, please pick them up. And so, now I don't know that that was necessarily the intent, but you have to be careful. Because it's valuable that we had, and you know, because you learn from everything, okay? Is that what happens is that if you see something like that, you know what, we all do that. And you can pick something like that up, okay? Pick it up in your own speech, okay? Or in your own, that you sometimes are conveying mixed messages. And there's a bit of a mixed message in that particular one. Okay, this is great. Okay, so now we had some other opinions. People wanted to say why this is not such a good idea. I think Mark's saying you wanted to do that, right? Okay?
Yes. That's
Can you go ahead, please? Go
That's
ahead.
why we said purposely, because I disagree with the idea we give the students this impression that after a while students will stop trusting us, in my opinion, yes?
Yeah.
Once they realize they are all mistakes, so they focus, as David said, yes? They will focus only not on the content, but they will focus only on looking for a mistake. And it will be their main point. The students should trust a teacher, right? The students should trust the teacher. And I disagree with this idea of telling them, listen guys, everybody makes mistakes, I make mistakes, and pick up my errors. I mean, we kind of, so why am I a teacher then?
Right. I think that all of these things, and this is certainly an example of them, all of these ideas can be overdone, okay?
Yeah,
And I think that that's, now maybe I'm reading into what you're saying, I'm not trying to, but I think that's more what we're talking about than saying, because I don't think you would say this, I don't think any of us would, I'm an infallible human being and I never make errors. I don't think that's what I'm getting.
No,
what I'm hearing is that I still am an authority figure as a teacher, and there needs to be a level of trust. Because if it's only about what errors I make, okay, and that's a good point.
This is what we talk about, that they will focus on looking for your mistakes only, and kind of, you will lose the authority, I would say.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
you need it to control the kids, you know.
if you're worried about that, and especially with the bigger classes, if that can be an issue, then I would suggest